definitely be monitoring that. So good luck today.
Happy Monday, Hopkins High School. We're thinking about you. We really miss seeing your faces, but we are so excited that you can start this online journey, interactive journey through technology. So have a great day.
Great. And so we have a pretty good schedule of people joining us over this next week. We think we'll be able to get some announcements out via the classroom as well. And so for this morning meeting, we'll do a couple things. We'll center ourselves, then we'll have a quick conversation about a couple topics, then maybe jump into a little bit more of a free-for-all, and then that'll be it. Each of these meetings will last about 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less sometimes. All right, so here's the root question of the day. We'll go in the same order. And if you could give a big high five to somebody in your life right now, who would that high five go for? And then after you do your high five, we're going to do something cheesy. After you explain it, we'll each give each other a high five. All right. I thought about fist bumps, but I think we're really going big high five here. All right. So Mrs. Pagliari, if you could give a big high five.
Safe to do high fives right now?
That's why we're doing them virtually, Mr. Wieckhorst.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That's why this is why you're sitting at home and I'm sitting here. That's the whole thing.
Thank you for clarifying.
Pagliari, go for who would you give a high five to?
Right now, I'd give a high five to Tim McCarthy and the tech team for making this at all possible, because it's really great to interact with people. And I've learned a lot of tools that I've even used to connect with my own family and friends in this new virtual world we're living in. So I think what him and his team did was awesome. So high five.
High five. Where are we? High five. Mr. Wieckhorst, you're supposed to give a high five.
I thought, we're doing, okay, go. Done. Got it. Nailed it.
I don't know about
that. You're up now, buddy.
I hope you ask this every day, because I could give a lot of high fives out, but I'm going to give a high five generally to all the parents out there that are getting their kids up right now and getting them to do schoolwork. I've seen a lot of the challenges that Mrs. Pagliari has been going through with, having children doing their schoolwork. Mrs. Ferrara has her son at home doing work. Mr. Cook, you have your kids there running around.
Hi, James. Hi, James. He's waving. No.
Mine's not doing schoolwork yet, but he's still, it's a lot of attention. So high fives to all you parents out there that are doing that and motivating your kids to do work. It's amazing. It's not easy, but it's worthwhile. So high five to you and high five. Yep, there you go.
Mrs. Ferrara, what do you got?
So I want to give a high five out to all my students and teacher friends who are on Youth and Community Alliance. We've been in contact over the past week or so, and I miss you guys, and I'm proud of the work you're doing, and we're going to be planning some stuff, so stay tuned. High five, you guys.
Awesome. And then at the end, after we do a quick couple announcements, guys, we'll do a round on, let's see, I got a couple prompts in front of me. Something that you're excited about this week, maybe something that you're excited, maybe you did some planning this weekend about food, or maybe you did some planning this weekend about talking with somebody, something that you're excited about for this week. All right. So that'll be the ending one. I'm going to talk for a couple minutes about some announcements or some just logistical things, responding to some of the questions that come through, and then we'll come back to that closing round. All right. So I got a couple questions about the due date to scholarship applications. This week we'll be communicating about that. You'll probably hear from my office or Mrs. Sirico directly, or maybe guidance directly about some scholarship stuff. And we'll get that out midweek probably. We have a question about being confused about how work is to be done and completed. Are teachers only supposed to be assigning work on their assigned days? I think I'm hopeful that you're logging into Google Classroom this morning, and that every classroom has work accessible to students. And the schedule that we put out there at the secondary level is really a guide for when students should be doing work. We don't want to overwhelm you at all, but we want to provide meaningful work and an opportunity to do it. And your teachers are accessible to you over email, over through the classroom, and you can feel free to reach out to them. If you're hitting snags or holes, I would say connect with the teacher directly. Just, remember from the volume that we have here at Hauppauge High School, we have 120 teachers. We have students enrolled in about 7 classes apiece. We have almost 1,200 students. So you're talking about like 9,000 different interaction points between teachers and students that we're trying to manage virtually. And so we're asking that students take the ownership of reaching out to teachers directly if there's any questions, but we also are expecting that teachers are posting meaningful work as well. So we hope that's clear. All right. We also have, just want to point people, we sent out a message to IB students, so students in IB classes, both diploma candidates and students in singleton IB classes over the weekend. Hopefully you received that. If you have questions, you can reach out to your teachers directly about the implications for your specific class. And again, we're working that through. We plan to have a message go out about driver's ed later this morning. So if you're in driver's ed, hopefully you keep an eye out for that. And I think that is more or less it for now. We will certainly be back up tomorrow. Oh, and I guess something to note is it's likely that we have some kind of announcement feature coming out via Google Classroom and per the usual class at some point in the next week or so. Excited about that. Guys, can you think of anything else before we end with the what are you excited about? Any other announcements that I'm missing here?
No.
I think there was a question about what students would be doing in gym for their gym.
Yeah, so if you each should have a primary PE teacher that I think you can reach out to directly to sort out exactly what the assignments are. PE will operate like other classes. They will have a Google Classroom, an opportunity for you to interact in that way. If that is not happening, then I'm sure there's an alternative plan for a specific teacher, and they should be reaching out in whatever format that makes sense as we get going here.
Mr. Cook, I also got a couple questions on Regents exams, but everyone should know that the governor still hasn't spoken to that. Regents exams are still planned for now.
Yep. And not that this is changes anything in the game at all, but President Trump was on last night talking about social distancing extending till April 30th. We haven't had any understanding of what that impact is in our school, but certainly that is a newer type of announcement, and the implications will come down the line. I guess the other thing to note is, we are living in a highly affected area, and it is extraordinarily important that we are listening to the recommendations of our government officials as quickly as they provide it, and maybe even more proactively handling it and keeping social distancing as a top priority for each of us. Please, please, please take this seriously. We've heard from some young people that it doesn't impact them. But I think you guys are savvy enough to know 2 things. Well, 1, some of the coronavirus is now impacting young people. And 2, you become carriers of the illness and you can spread it pretty quickly and to people that are a lot more vulnerable. So please have the compassion to take this really, really seriously. All right, guys, so we'll close same order. And it's one thing that you're excited about this week. All right, so Mrs. Pagliari, take it away.
Hi. So one of the greatest things about being an assistant principal is when we have kids come to the office, a lot of times they come with questions, a lot of times they come with concerns, or just simply to share what's going on in your life. I just want to say how excited I am that I've been in contact with so many families already. And I really hope that you know that your social workers, school psychologists, definitely I know all the APs and Mr. Cook, we're here for you. And I'm really, really excited to hear from you.
Yeah, I could second that, but I'll go on a different route. My wife is a pretty remarkable cook and baker, so I'm pretty excited for she's been talking about some different recipes to try out this week, so I'm excited to do that.
So I want to echo Mrs. Pagliari also, and I'm excited to hear from all of our students, and I'm going in a different route as well. So when I was your age, high school students, my mother was a very big advocate for planting and gardening. And she always used to say that the best therapy is digging in the dirt. So I've kind of followed in her footsteps, and I'm excited for beginning planting later this week.
That's awesome. That's a great phrase. The best therapy is digging in the dirt. That's a really good one. All right, I'm excited, guys. For those of you who know, I'm a dorky American Idol fan. We got 2 more episodes. We watch it on Mondays, so tonight we're watching American Idol with my family. And my almost 3-year-old today woke up, and I said, "Hayes, guess what we're watching today?" And he yelled out, "American Idol," which is hysterical. So that's what we got going on. It brings a little bit of joy. Hope you all are having some things to look forward to this week. Thank you for jumping on the online platform with us. And we're just really grateful to be part of this. Hopefully you feel like we're reaching out in a really positive way. Thanks, everybody. Everybody, I'm going to give a fist bump. Anybody want one?
Thanks, everyone. Fist bump.
All right, guys, I'm going to stop streaming. If you want to stay on for a minute, we can finish out.
Sounds good.
Streaming stopped. Hold on. Let me stop the recording.